Hello, everybody. So my coffee shop talk's going to be about being prepared. When you got a job coming up, you know what it is, you got to get everything ready for it. You got to prepare for it. You got to get all the stuff for it. You have to take ownership of it. There's too much what I call last-minute knee-jerk items to do a tasking that's not set up and prepared. Any job, anywhere I've been, I always saw failure when the job wasn't set up for success. You have to assign people certain tasks. This guy gets this stuff, this girl gets that stuff, this person does this stuff, that person does that stuff, right? And then you bring that together. It's like having a family picnic. You can't forget the charcoal and you're cooking the meat. You can't forget the meat, but you got the charcoal. You got to have everything signed out, everything planned out, and everything set up so that each person does what they're supposed to do. And then you have to have a head leader, i.e. supervisor, general foreman, project manager, assistant project manager, whatever you want to lay, put lipstick on that freaking pig, then pulls it all together and picks a time to execute that task. If you don't do that, and you're winging it, or you think you know it all, and you don't tap into other resources within your team, or you don't have a cohesive team, then the task that you want to execute is going to fail. It's going to fail. Case in point, getting the door from the hardware store. There wasn't a team, no cohesion, piss poor training, no planning, didn't expect the customer to buy something, and when the customer did something, and they said they were going to do something, they didn't follow through. You can't sustain a business that you're working at when you're not doing the planning correctly and you're ready to execute the next task. Also, I know leaders take the person that wants to run with it and get the next task ready or take charge of it, they stifle them, they shut them down, they restrict them, they micromanage them. So then they don't go above beyond. Well, that's dangerous. Here's why. When your people are not able to think and plan and go execute something on their own, and they have to be told like robots, then when you're actually doing the task and something major is going to happen or could go wrong or it's not right, they probably 99% of the time won't say anything. And then you'll have a catastrophe on your hand. You'll have an accident. Because they're not willing to say anything because everybody's done it for them. I don't know what's happened to our workforce, but I see it all around me. Not just where I'm at, not where I've been. All around me more and more, where people are not being weaponized to go do what they need to do and do it on their own without being told to do. And then the leaders that have these people that take the incentive to go do it want to chastise them. Or don't give them clear direction. Or they take it on their own, don't praise them. You like coming to work every day, and I've always talked about leadership. And if you come to work every day and you like the headaches and the chaos, you need to go look in the mirror. Maybe your fingers are pointing back at you. Right? You got your one pointing at somebody else, and you got the three other ones pointing right back at you. That's what happens if you don't build a cohesive team and people to think on themselves. They're going to stand around and be like robots because they're a fear of reprisal for doing something on their own that might have made it better and get it done. You know, that's why you're ineffective. That's why you struggle. That's why your accomplish rate is low, or your accomplishment to do something is struggling, embarrassing, failing, dangerous, missteps, don't train. It all comes together at the end. That's the train wreck of the item not being executed properly. If you own a business and that's happening, your business will go under. You can't sustain that loss. You're going to sustain a little bit of loss, a little bit of oops, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, but after a while, you got to look back at it, and in a year's time, you know, you could be catastrophic in the millions of lose a business because poor planning and your employees weren't trained right. You got to have your stuff together. You have to be ahead of the next step. You got to know the steps, know the process, and then you got to be ahead of it. If somebody gives you information to make you successful, You need to put somebody on it and let them run with it. But you can't do that if you're moving people around all the time and there's no set destination where they're going to be. There's no set plan. If you just come out to the work site and just wing it, then that's why every day is a failure, or it takes longer than normal and you wear the people out. And then you'll hear, well, ORM safety, don't leave them out in the heat. Well, you're naturally doing it because you haven't done proper planning and you have piss poor performance happening routinely over and over and over. Just saying, look at your planning better. Look at your communication skills better. What are you filling your time with that you're not giving to the guys so they can be more effective for you and make the team function better? Anyways, big coffee shop talk is what I see about people not being able to plan and have the next step ready. It's horrendous. It happens all the time, and I see it everywhere. All right. God bless America. God bless you. Peace on earth. And I want everybody to be safe. And you leaders that are in charge of stuff, you really need to look in the mirror of your success rate and you're failing and you're burning up time and you're not getting nowhere. It's really the person that's in charge of the planning and execution and tasking management. That's all I got to say. Henry's Coffee Shop out. Everybody have a good afternoon.